Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. My name's Erin, if we haven't met each other before. Today I would like to share with you two Sanskrit words, and they are Sthira and Sukha. And today I'll explain to you what these words mean and explain their concepts and how they have quite a profound effect in yoga, both on the mat and also off the mat in your everyday life. So isn't it true that yoga gives us such this beautiful gift to enable us to be in touch with our feelings and our emotions and our physical state from moment to moment, and essentially teaches us how to be balanced in life. Like I said before, we can be balanced both on the mat in our practice and also off the mat. So in any yoga pose or meditation seat, we aim to find steadiness and ease. And these are the two words that we'll be discussing today. So steadiness, the Sanskrit word is Sthira, and ease is Sukha. So essentially, we want you to be able to find your good place, or find your balance in any pose. So these two words can be interchangeable for strong and happy, grounded yet light, and steady and joyous. So how do we do this and how do we achieve this in our practice? So we want our muscles to be evenly engaged in every pose. We want to be free of tension and strain. We want to avoid any compression through the joints and bone-on-bone compression as well. And it's really important that we have slow, controlled belly breathing throughout the entire practice. And what about off the mat? We can achieve this by having frequent rest periods throughout the day, listening to our body and tuning into our energy levels. We can take short breaks, at lunchtime. We can have good quality sleep. We can look at having a balanced diet, and also look at our relationships and what sort of people that we're surrounding ourselves with. So just a couple of things for you to think about, and we can touch base on these throughout the practice today. So we're going to actually start today's practice in a standing position at the top of the mat. So when you're ready, meet me there. So you can meet me in a Tadasana pose. So have your feet hip-width distance apart. Arms are down long by the side and palms are facing forward. And don't worry too much about much alignment or engaging any muscles at this stage. We just want to tune in with the body, check in. Just make sure that your shoulders are down and away from your ears, and that you're relaxing the muscles of the face. Slight tuck of the chin in towards the chest to extend the spine nice and long. How is it that you have arrived here for today's practice? Checking in with the physical, emotional and spiritual bodies. You might like to just start to take a very gentle sway from side to side. And feel free to shift your feet around if that's more comfortable. And can you be aware of when you're passing through the middle, passing through your centre of gravity. Nice controlled movements here in time with your breath. And very slowly start to slow the sway down. Like ripples in a pond after you've dropped a leaf, and just start to slowly settle back to stillness. And as we start to ground our feet down into the earth beneath us, pressing our heels and big toe into the mat, And like we discussed before, can you evenly start to engage the muscles up through the legs? Engage the quadriceps. Engage the bellies. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. So in this pose, can you find steadiness and ease at the same time? Grounded yet light simultaneously. And when you're ready, start to slowly flicker the eyes open and just keep a soft gaze out in front of you. And we're going to reach the arms out to the side. Extend your arms up overhead, catch a prayer. And we're going to take a swan dive. So slowly start to draw your arms back down your side. Bend your knees, Uttanasana, forward fold. Slide your fingertips up your legs for a halfway lift. Keep a flat back here. And can you press your thigh bones back to the back of the room and slightly engage your belly towards your spine? Just a gentle look down to the floor, not putting any pressure on the neck here. We'll take a big inhale where you are and exhale, slowly lower down to the ground. We're going to push our feet into the ground, bend your knees and reverse swan dive all the way up to the top. Catch a prayer, slowly bring your hands back down through heart center as you exhale. We're going to go through that 2 more times. Bend your knees, extend your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your arms all the way down to the ground. Uttanasana. And slowly again, sliding your fingertips up your shins for a flat back. And slowly lower down again. Just let your body just hang over your legs here. And again, pressing through the feet, slowly rolling up through the spine. Bring your arms up overhead. And let's go straight back down again. Warming up through the spine, the knees, the ankles, the head, the neck. Just inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Pressing into the feet, rising up, arms up over your head. And as you exhale, slowly bring your hands back down through heart center. And can you just take a little check-in and pause with yourself here? Are you able to find steadiness and ease in this pose? And when you're ready, bend your knees and we're going to reach your prayer up over your head. And as you exhale, we're going to take an open twist to the right. So your right arm reaches back, your left arm reaches forward. Inhale, reaching up to the center, and exhale, twist over to the other side. You can take your gaze back behind you if that's comfortable. Inhale, back to center. As you exhale, bend your knees, swan dive all the way to the ground. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And press firmly to rise. Bring your arms up overhead. And again, twisting to your right. Right arm behind you, left arm forward. Inhale to come up to center. Twisting over to the other side. Inhale back to center. Let's do that flow one more time. Swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. And press firm to rise. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Bend your knees, twist to the right. Inhale, twist to the left. Beautiful. Coming back to center. And let's take a swan dive all the way back down to the ground again. Now let's find a ragdoll pose. So really just allowing the body to completely relax here and melt down into this pose. Allow your head to be a heavy anchor. You might like to take a gentle sway with your arms from left to right. Almost like you're playing with sand in the water at the beach. And big generous bend to the knees here, especially if you've got lower back issues. And when you're ready, let's just find some stillness here. And on your next inhale, press firmly into the ground, roll up through the spine, reach your arms up overhead, and exhale, hands back down through Anjali Mudra, heart center. And let's move into Tadasana pose, hands down by your side, palms facing forward. We'll move through a few sun salutations, so when you're ready, let's reach our arms forward this time. Slight back bend if you like. Exhale, Uttanasana all the way to the ground. You'll inhale from a halfway lift. Flat spine, don't forget your navel into your spine here. And exhale, forward fold. Lovely, we're going to really press our left foot firmly into the ground. Pick up our right foot and step it all the way to the back of the mat. Drop the knee and relax the back of the foot down onto the ground. We're going to lift our arms up, Anjayanasana. And can you find steadiness in this pose? So can you imagine that your front foot and your back knee are drawing in towards each other and simultaneously pressing down into the earth beneath you? Really plug your toes into the mat here. Draw your left outer hip back so it's in line. Reaching up through the torso. Steadiness and ease. Let's take a big inhale, reach your arms up really high, and we're going to take a twist to the right. So reach your right arm forward and your left arm back. You might like to take your gaze over your left shoulder if that's comfortable. Otherwise, just gaze down or back towards the front edge. And let's reverse our twist here. So drop your left arm down towards the back of your thigh and reach your right arm up. Up, 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 so that you feel the stretch in the right side of the torso in the intercostal space. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. Big, slow belly breathing. Let's take a big inhale here together. And as we exhale, let's cartwheel our hands, frame our front foot. And we're going to tuck our back toes and move through a plank position. So planting both hands on the ground, step your left foot back into your plank pose. You know, you can always drop the knees if that's more comfortable for you. Drawing the inner elbow creases together here. Plugging your fingertips, especially your index finger and your thumb, into the ground. Draw your back heels towards the mat. Let's take a big inhale here. And as we exhale, let's all drop our knees and lower chin, chest and belly to the mat at the same time. Lovely. Preparing for baby cobra pose, so pushing the tops of the feet into the ground. Have your hands plugged into the mat, just at the shoulder level. And as we inhale, can you activate your lower lumbar region at the back and lift up your chest? As you exhale, slowly lower your forehead to the ground. And we'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, lifting the chest. You might like to push up and come a little bit higher. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pressing into the earth, lifting up. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, lower down. And let's just do one more because it feels so nice. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. And move your hands down towards your lowest ribs. Press back into child's pose, Balasana. Now you can always have your knees out wide or your knees together, more traditional. And just have your forehead resting on the ground. You might like to rock your head from side to side, rock your hips from side to side, warming up through all the joints. Feeling your head in contact with the floor, very grounding
Just finding some stillness now. And when you're ready, coming up into tabletop, tuck the back toes, move through downward facing dog. Might be your first down dog for the day, so making any movements, any shifts, any wobbles, heavily pedaling out of the feet. Looking forward and making sure that your hands are spread wide. Long side of the body, long arms. Draw your belly to your thighs. Take a generous bend to the knees. Inverted U shape, V shape. And let's all take a big inhale together. Open the mouth and breathe out. Lovely. When you're ready, lifting your right leg behind you. Take a big inhale where you are. And as you exhale, can you draw that knee into the chest, look forward and step forward in between the two hands. Dropping the left knee down, Anjayanasana with your right leg forward. And let's find our Sthira and Sukha in this pose. Can you be steady, strong, courageous, and at the same time find some joy, some happy, some lightness. Inhale, stretch up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the right. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. Take your gaze back towards your thumb if that's comfortable in the neck. Strong through the legs, pressing into the earth. Keep your balance. Let's reverse our twist here. Backhand reaches down towards the back thigh. Left arm tips up, 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 up. Big inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame the front foot, tuck the toes. And we're going to rock back on the back toe and spring forward into a forward fold. We inhale for a halfway lift here. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. And press firmly into the feet, roll the spine up. Reach your arms up in front of you and exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands at heart center. Straight through round two, bend the knees, reach up, slight back bend, exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift and exhale, plant your hands, pick up your left foot this time and step it all the way to the back of the mat. Again, drop that knee to the ground. Shine your chest forward. And when you're ready, reach your arms up to the sky. And this time, if you're feeling up to it, let's tuck our back toes so we're in our back knee is lifted off the ground here. So a little bit stronger. Make sure that you're engaging in the legs. Make sure your knee is not tracking past your ankle at the front here. And if this is too strong, always listening to your body, knowing that you can drop the back knee back to the floor. Let's inhale, reach up. Taking our twist, left arm forward, right arm back. Big inhale here, reverse your twist. And let's exhale, cartwheel our hands to the front. And this time we're going to drop our back knee and we're going to take an easy twist. So plant your left hand firmly into the ground and twisting from your mid-thoracic up to the right hand side. And we'll take a few breaths here. Pressing firmly with your back leg and your front toes and heel into the ground. So pushing down and reaching up at the same time. Alrighty, take your gaze forward and shift your left hand just out to the left corner of the mat. We're going to take Cleopatra pose, so you roll onto the outer edges of the feet and open up here. Shine your chest up towards the roof. Big inhale here. Exhale, calmly back to center. Beautiful. Tucking your back toes and moving back through your plank pose. Okay, let's draw your navel up towards your spine here. Inhale in your high plank. And as you exhale, can you slowly lower down, drawing your elbows to the back of the room, slow and controlled, all the way down. Beautiful. Okay, Cobra or up dog as you inhale. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Let's meet back through child's pose and downward facing dog. Big inhale here through the nose. Open the mouth, breathe out. Lift your left leg, three-legged dog with your left leg. And as you exhale, step it forward. Again, drop that back knee down. Shine your heart forward. Untuck the back toes. Lift your arms up. Anjanasana. But once you feel grounded and steady, tuck the back toes. Lift the knee. Big inhale here. Reach up. Exhale, twist to your right. Right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale here in your twist. Fill up the belly. Exhale, reverse. Beautiful. Cartwheel your hands. Frame that front foot. Easy twist with your back leg lifted. Plant your right hand down. Twist open to your left. You can take your gaze up if that doesn't crank the neck. And can you try and twist from the thoracic spine so you're not opening up here. Dropping your left hip down in line with the right hip. Beautiful. And then take your gaze forward. Shift your right hand towards the right corner of the mat. And roll over onto the outer blades of both feet. And open up here. Beautiful Cleopatra pose. Big inhale here. And exhale, coming back to center. Beautiful. So again, we're going to rock onto our back foot and spring forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. And let's just take a moment in our forward fold to find steadiness and ease. And you're breathing back to normal. Let's inhale for a halfway lift here. And exhale, completely empty all the air out of your belly. Press firmly to rise, roll up through the spine. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands back through heart center. And third and final round here with a few variations. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slide your fingertips up your shins. Ensure your navel is switched, your belly is switched on. Exhale, forward fold. Pick up your right foot and we're going to move through crescent lunge. So when you find your balance and you're strong in the legs, slowly begin to rise. And this time coming up onto the back, the balls of the back toe. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And if you've got shoulder problems, know that you can always just keep your hands here at prayer as well. Find your balance, your steadiness, your groundedness. Inhale, reach your arms up. And twist open to our right side. Slow belly breathing. And drop your back arm down towards the back thigh. Reverse your twist. Inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down to the bottom. Again, easy twist. Plant your right palm into the earth. Twist open to the left. Cleopatra pose. Take your gaze forward. Right hand to the right outer corner of the mat. Coming open onto the outer blades. Stretching. Stay for a big inhale. And as you exhale, coming back through center. Now, can you keep the back of the back toes on the ball of the foot? Fingertips pressing into the earth. Shine your heart forward. Take a big inhale here. Look forward. And as you exhale, we're going to slowly rock backwards. Slowly start to straighten that front leg and bend the back leg. So relax the shoulders down. You might like to lift up the front toes, or you can have the front toes grounded on the mat wherever it feels better. Essentially, we're looking for a targeted stretch of the left hamstring here. And let's rock forward again. Shining your heart forward, straightening the back leg. Inhale. Exhale, rolling back into your hamstring stretch. Bend the back knee. Inhale, come forwards. We might do that one more time. Exhale, rocking back. Beautiful. Inhale, coming forward. Lovely. Planting your hands, stepping back into plank. Know that you can drop your knees if that's more comfortable for you. Finding your steadiness and ease in every moment to moment. Take an inhale here. Exhale, slowly lowering the belly all the way to the ground. And this time, let's push up into up dog. So pressing your palms into the earth. And we want to lift our thighs off the ground and have the backs of our feet touching on the mat. So really strong one here. The only points of contact with the ground are your palms and the tops of your feet. Inhale here, fill up the belly, and as you exhale, pushing into the earth, coming back through downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, raise your right leg, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, step that through. Beautiful. Again, we're coming up through in our crescent lunge here. Nice and relaxed and grounded. Raising your arms when you're ready. And if you're becoming a little bit wobbly or a little bit unbalanced, it's probably a sign that you've lost touch with the breathing and being in contact with the present moment. So taking some time to rebalance, pressing firmly into the earth underneath you. Strong quadriceps. Inhale, take a big reach up to the sky. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Lovely. I'm going to reverse our twist here. And as you exhale, frame your front foot. Beautiful. I'm going to rock, and we're going to come into our easy twist. So plant your left palm down, twist open to the right. Beautiful. Finding your balance here. And let's take our Cleopatra pose. So take your left arm towards the left corner of the mat, coming onto the outer glutes of both feet, stretching open. Big inhale here. Exhale, framing the front foot. Beautiful. And we're going to come forward to the top of our mat. Left foot meets the right, Uttanasana. Pressing firmly into the ground, let's roll our spine up. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, let all the dust settle. Slowly bring your attention back to your heart space. Slight tuck of the chin into the chest. And what can you notice here in this moment? Beautiful. Well, when you're ready, we're going to move through a few balancing poses. So can you find your Sthira, your steadiness? Plant your left foot firmly into the ground. Really plug your toes in. When you feel like you've got your balance, straight spine here. Activate your core. And I'll ask you to lift your left knee up towards your chest. Beautiful. And this might be enough for your balance pose today, and that's okay. And to help you balance, can you push back your left thigh bone towards the back of the room and really ground down through the foot. Take a big inhale here, and if you want to move through to Warrior 3, take a bend through that left leg, shift your right leg back towards the back of the room. So you want to create a T shape with your body. Crown of the head is facing forward, the heel facing towards the back of the room, toes pointing down. And can you roll your right outer hip towards the earth? And if you start to lose your balance a little bit, you can always have your back toe touching the ground, and that's fine too. You might like to have your hands reaching forward or hands at heart centre. Beautiful. I'm getting a little bit wobbly because I've got the heater on over my over my head here. And as we inhale, we're going to lift our right leg up towards our chest and exhale, lower down. You might like to take a little sway from side to side here. Beautiful, finding Tadasana. This grounding pose here. Can you steady the mind? Steady the breathing. Big slow belly breaths in and out through the nose. And shifting your weight onto your right foot here. Plugging in, plug that right thigh bone back towards the back of the room. Lifting your left knee up towards your chest. And when you're ready, you can move into Warrior 3. So bending that front right leg and shifting your weight backwards. Sorry, shifting your torso forwards and your left leg back. Again, you can have your back toe touching the ground, or if you prefer and your balance is okay, you can lift that back leg. Again, flexing the foot, toes pointing down toward the ground. Slow belly breaths. Focus your gaze or your drishti on one point of contact on the ground. And when you're ready, slowly lowering down. Coming back into Tadasana, mountain pose. Beautiful. Well, let's inhale, reach our arms up overhead, slight back bend here. And as we exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Beautiful. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. And we'll take a few clearing breaths here. So big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, breathe out. We'll do 2 more like that in your own time. Beautiful. Now we roll forward into a plank position here. Thinking about our alignment points here, spreading the fingertips wide. Can you try and get that, press the heels back down towards the ground, and that just engages the leg muscles, so you feel the stretch in the back of the calves and the back of the hamstrings. Elbow creases facing towards each other. And let's take a half push up here. So inhale where you are, high plank. And as you exhale, bend your elbows back to the back of the room, halfway. Inhale back up. And we'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, halfway. Inhale, push back up. Downward facing dog. Good job, everybody. And when you're ready, I'll ask you to look forward, and we're going to jump forward into a cross-legged position. So make sure there's enough room for you to land. So come up to your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, and jump into a cross-legged position. Beautiful. Now we're going to move through a wide-legged forward fold here. So you might need to shift your bottom backwards a little bit, extending your legs out in front of you. And so the focus of this wide-legged forward fold will really be the inner hips, the inner groin, and the hamstrings, okay? So try and keep your legs nice and strong and activated here. So our Sthira. And can we inhale, lengthen the spine. And as we exhale, very slowly start to creep the hands forward. And can you try and keep a straight spine? So I don't want you rounding in this pose. because we want the focus to be their legs, their hamstrings, rather than a forward bend focusing on our back. So keep your head up here, especially if you've got blood pressure issues. You don't want your head dangling forward. And you can just soften the gaze and soften the head a little bit. So we'll stay here for a little while. Can you find Sthira and Sukha in this forward fold? Can you steady your mind, steady your body, steady the breath? And can you also find ease at the same time? It might mean relaxing your shoulders, relaxing all the muscles of the face, let go of any tension. As we head towards the Shavasana or final resting pose, you might notice the heart rate start to slow down here. The body might start to get a little bit cooler. And 2 more big rounds of breath in your forward fold. And fill up the belly. Notice the central nervous system starting to slow down. When you're ready, slowly start to creep your hands back towards your hips. Lovely. Okay, let's take a bend to our knees and very gently draw our legs in together. And just to counter our forward fold, we'll take a reverse tabletop. So have your soles of your feet hip width distance apart, really firmly pressing into the ground. Take your hands behind you, pushing into the earth with all fours, lifting up through the pelvis, navel into spine, and keep your chin tucked into your chest here. Stay for a few rounds of breath here. Strong quadriceps lifting up through the legs, pushing into the ground simultaneously. And exhale, lower down. Beautiful. We might come down onto our back here. And when you're ready, draw your knees into your chest. You might like to take a little rock from side to side. Just release through the lumbar area. And it's always nice to introduce a little twist here. So let's extend our left leg long. Squeeze our right knee into our chest. And with your left hand, press the right outer edge of your right knee. And draw your right knee over towards your left. And you can take your gaze over your right shoulder if that's comfortable to do so. Just finding the variation of the pose that works best for you. Or if this doesn't feel good for you, you might like to have a different pose. Listening into your own being and what your body is calling out for. And can you keep both shoulders on the ground here? And as you exhale, can you release tension out of the body? Letting go of any tension that's not serving you right now. And just let gravity allow you to sink into the pose. Okay, let's engage our core here, and we'll slowly lift your right knee back up to your center. Squeeze that into your chest and up towards your right armpit. And slowly lower, extend your right leg down. Okay, let's move over to the other side here. You might need to shimmy over to the left. Squeeze your left knee into your chest and take it over the right side of your body. Again, can you draw your left shoulder back down towards the earth? You might like to keep your right hand on that left knee and pressing it down towards the ground. And again, drop your head over to the opposite side if that doesn't crank the neck. And using the exhalation as an opportunity to let go of any tension. And 3 more big rounds of smooth belly breathing. Beautiful. Okay, let's slowly draw that knee back up to the chest. And draw it in towards your left armpit. And extend both legs out in front of you. It can be nice to take a small inversion at the end of the class, so you might like to take legs up in the air for a little while. If you're going there, and just slowly begin to lift both soles of the feet up towards the roof. And can you find that balance point where your thigh bones just fall back and sit back into the pelvis, soft and heavy at the same time. You have the palms extended away from the body and facing up towards the roof. You might like to close the eyes down. And can you just tune in? How does the body feel in this pose? Is there somewhere that you can relax a little bit further? Make it more comfortable. You might prefer to have your legs out a little bit, wherever you find balance. And if this isn't working for you, you can always take happy baby. And 3 more rounds of breath in your inversion. Lovely. And when you're ready for your Shavasana, feel free to extend your legs long. And have your legs and arms away from the midline. Relax the toes. Relaxing the muscles of the face and the jaw and the tongue. It's the best way to relax straight away. And if you need to take any more clearing breaths out the mouth or a big sigh, that's also a good way to calm the nervous system. And we'll just rest here in our Shavasana for a minute or so. Steadiness and ease.
stay in your resting pose. Hope you feel ready to continue on. Let's roll over to your favourite side. And just taking a moment's pause here on your side. Any opportunity to rest in the day is a good opportunity. And finding your good space wherever you are. And when you're ready, pressing your top hand into the earth and slowly start to come up, and we'll meet back in a seated position. Legs crossed or kneeling. And when you're ready, you can join your hands Anjali Mudra. And take a slight tuck of the chin in towards the chest here. And just take a moment's pause to acknowledge how you're feeling. Has there been any shifts for you physically or emotionally throughout today's practice? And I hope that you've picked up a few insights throughout this practice as to how you can incorporate your yoga practice into your everyday life. Namaste.